Band-assisted squat. We'll use this variation for people that aren't yet strong enough to squat with their own body weight and that require some grooving of the squat pattern. This allows us to get into a decent amount of depth here with assistance. We can also have some regressive assistance where we can use less and less band tension as the client progresses and finally wean them off it and get them to a body weight squat and then to further loading as required. This works real well because it tends to give them a little bit of an anterior weight shift as well, which helps to improve squat mechanics.
Here we have our deep squat 1 pattern. Full range of motion is the goal on this one. Normally the client's not going to be able to get full range of motion on this, so we groove that pattern. We got the heels elevated on a 2x6, trying to keep those arms in front of the chest so we can try to facilitate and teach that thoracic extension here. Here we have deep squat 2, so the only difference now is we get that dowel straight over our head. So that's going to challenge the thoracic extension on this one. Again, we still have our heels up for that anterior weight shift. So this is our deep squat 2 pattern. It remains unloaded. Here we go, deep squat 3. So now we've removed the 2x6. So we've taken away the anterior weight shift. This is a deep squat 3 because it's unloaded.
Arms extended plate squat. This is a great exercise to start clients that have some difficulty with the squat pattern. We're going to hold a weight plate, kettlebell, or dumbbell out at arm's distance, which is going to provide an anterior weight shift and some much needed core stability for many clients. And then squat down as deeply as possible. If the arms start to get fatigued and shoulders start to get fatigued, you can bring the resistance in close to the chest at midpoint and then begin the descent again. From there, we move on to the goblet squat. You use a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Keep the elbows in close. This is going to give a little cue to remind the knees to push outward. If the knees don't go outward, the elbows will contact the knees. So this works real well to teach that knees out position. You want to squat down as deeply as possible. Keep the chest up, weight on the heels, and stand nice and tall, squeezing the glutes. Front squat with a barbell. I'm going to squat the bar out of the cage with an Olympic style grip or using straps as we demonstrated earlier. Take a deep breath, squat down as low as possible while maintaining a normal lumbar curve, and we cue our clients to drive the elbows and chest up at the bottom, pushing through the heels, never allowing the knees to go into a valgus position. We want that knee directly in line with the ankle at all times. Box squat. This is a back squat where we're sitting back and using a box as a depth guide. It's also used as a marker to teach someone how to sit back with their hips properly. We want to push the knees out and push the hips back. The hips break first, followed immediately by the knees. We want to keep the chest up, and upper back real tight here. Every muscle in the whole body is flexed on any kind of squat. Weight is primarily driven through the heels here. This is a high bar back squat, which simply means that we're going to place the barbell up high on the traps, still below the 7th cervical vertebrae. Same rules apply as any kind of back squat. We're going to break with the hips first, followed immediately by the knees, and drive the chest through the bar, standing nice and tall. Hips and shoulders rise up at the same rate. The knees are always pushed out. This is another type of back squat. This is a low bar style back squat where the barbell is placed on the posterior delts. This is more of a powerlifting style squat. It's going to cause a little bit more torso lean here due to the placement of the barbell and its need to remain over the middle of the foot. Take a deep breath, push the knees out, and set the hips back, followed immediately by the knees. Weight is on the heels, and the chest is out. Every muscle is nice and tight. Jump squats. This is an exercise we'll use as a metabolic exercise or as an elasticity exercise. This is a reactive version demonstrated here. All the same rules of squatting apply, keeping the knees out,